They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first, and they put you last. Because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you backed controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you, because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race. I know you don't like me saying that, but I'm not the kind of person who come here to say what you like. I'm going to tell you the truth whether you like it or not.
The United States of America is the most successful nation the world has ever known. And I think that's largely because we're the freest nation. Humans cannot reach their potential, cannot realize their dreams unless they're free.
If prosperity were easy, everybody around the world would be prosperous. If freedom were easy, everybody around the world would be free. If security were easy, everybody around the world would be secure. They are not. None of this is going to be easy. But this is the United States of America. It takes an extraordinary effort. It takes extraordinary commitment. It takes extraordinary strength. The Valley Forge wasn't easy. Going to the moon wasn't easy. Settling the West wasn't easy. We are the American people. We have seen difficulties before, and we always overcome them. This is about rolling up our sleeves. We might have some differences, but as Americans, putting our head down and getting it done.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
Today, I'm very proud of myself.
Newsmax calls him a top 50 most influential black Republican in the country. Liberals call him. The president calls him Wayne.
We do love Wayne, right? We love Wayne, right?
Broadcasting live from the We Are America Radio studios in Washington, D.C. This is the Wayne Dupree Show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wayne Dupree Show. I am your host, Wayne Dupree, and we are live. We are live broadcasting on War Radio, and we are broadcasting live on Red State Talk Radio. We're broadcasting live on Periscope, Spreaker, Vimeo, Vimeo, and Facebook. Hey, Political Insider, what's up? Welcome to the show. I got Hutch Bailey Jr. What's up, Hutch?
Vimeo, not to be confused with Nevada.
You know what? Don't do that. What's
going on, Wayne?
I'm still not over that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I played it off like I did, but I didn't.
How do you say it again?
Nevada. I've said Nevada all my life.
It's Nevada, right? Nevada?
I mean, I don't think the emphasis is on knee. It's just Nevada.
I can't do it. For some reason, I can't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a special guest coming on real soon. And I'm so happy to have. I'm happy to have all of y'all here tonight. I'm in a happy place. We're broadcasting live on Vimeo. You should have got the. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, check this out. Let me start this out because I got a little little fly in the wall, little, some. I got some stuff. I got a terrific friend, love her to death, and that's the only thing. That's the only way you're gonna know about it. I ain't gonna say nothing else about it. I ain't gonna say no. I ain't gonna give no names because I don't do that. What do you think about this Pruitt thing?
I think that Scott Pruitt is probably the most conservative member of the president's cabinet. I think he has done more good for the United States of America and the middle class in the last 14 months than anybody else except maybe the president. And I think they're shooting at him because they can't deal with him on the issues. He's totally rolling back what Democrats and Republicans have been putting on the American people with the EPA. He is a hero to me. And I mean, if you look at the history of the EPA secretaries before him, they took junkets to Peru, to Europe. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong, in my opinion. I mean, maybe because he rented off a lobbyist, maybe that was an issue, but he's not hiding what he's going in there to do. He's going in there to deregulate this agency that has crippled our economy.
So, and I'm glad that you're taking that tack because
I'm glad you are because I didn't know where you were at. And I laid it on pretty thick.
I know you did.
Before I checked it out.
A friend of mine strongly feels, because this person was in there during the campaign. They understand, they know things, and they feel that Pruitt is being set up.
Absolutely.
He's being set up right now. And this goes back to some more stuff that I've been saying, and I said it tonight on a tweet before I even got on here. And I'm using a term that somebody used in the Spreaker chat room the other night. You got Trump followers and you got Trump supporters. Right. And Trump supporters would see something like this, okay? They would see something like this, and they would understand that somebody up there is trying to get rid of all the conservative MAGA mindset people left. They're trying to get rid of them all.
And that's why I was so concerned when everybody almost completely backed the president getting rid of Bannon.
Right.
I thought that was the craziest thing. Steve Bannon is almost the same as Trump.
Right.
And to hear everybody, I thought that was a mistake. And maybe he's still, I don't know. I'm not going to go down that road, but I think he got on the wrong side of the guy, and I don't know. I miss him. I do.
I also want to welcome everybody who is watching the Wayne Dupree show on my website, as you know. And believe me, everything worked great today.
Awesome.
Everything worked great today. Now I did talk to Vimeo, and they do not send out notifications when the show goes live, but they're going to work on it. So again, this is new. This is new to them. So they're going to work on it, and I want to thank Vimeo for doing that. But going back to Pruitt, ladies and gentlemen, Pruitt, just like Hutch said, Pruitt is probably the most conservative person on President Trump's staff right now, and they're going after him bad. Not only are they going after Pruitt, they're going after his family.
Yeah, I think one of his chief advisors already stepped down. I just hope that he has the steel, at least some of the steel that the president has, because don't back down, Mr. Secretary. We got your back. You are the things that the EPA has done to citizens of this country is just it's obscene.
Right.
And you've been a breath of fresh air. And I'll tell you something else. This shows the globalist heart of Fox News. Did you hear Ed Henry? Ed Henry blew this guy up.
I know. I watched that. And from what I've also seen, some people were telling Pruitt not to take the interview, but if he wouldn't have taken the interview, then it would look like he was running. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I mean, I understand him taking the interview, but like my beautiful birdie that talked to me, and I'm calling her Beauty. She's pissed off right now. She is pissed off because of this, and Trump.
We need to rally around this guy, man.
I think so too.
I mean, I live in an oil-rich area and coal-rich. I mean, this guy, people think that because you go after energy and things like that, that there's something wrong with you.
Right.
Nobody wants to dirty the water.
Right.
I'm a fisherman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I want clean water. But I also want heat in the house. And I want the vehicle to work. And this guy's making it possible. I mean, think of the left got mad at him because he wants to make the science behind climate change rules and regulations transparent. In other words, it has to be real science, not just some paper that some guy wrote.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, how can you be against that? But they are.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, I mean, Hutch and I are really happy about our guest that's getting ready to come on. And if you haven't shared the show, share the show right now. Those of you watching on the Political Insider, those of you watching on my own Facebook page, listening through Spreaker, watching on Periscope, share this because I really do want to. I just want to make a great impression on Sir Nigel Farage. You know what I'm saying? I really want to make a nice impression because we interviewed it at CPAC actually, but I mean he is. I can sit back and listen to him talk all day. Tell you the truth.
Absolutely.
Is this Sir Nigel on the phone?
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Yes,
Hello.
it's him. Wayne, that is the member of the European Parliament, Sir Nigel Farage.
Sir Nigel.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you. And you guys?
We're cool. I'm so happy to have you again. I'm still getting over the beautiful interview that you gave us at CPAC. Impromptu. You like, yeah, sure. I'll sit down with you. And that went a long way. That went a long way with us. And I want to say thank you for doing that.
No, not a bit. You know, it's a funny thing, but doing these interviews and speaking to people, if what you say is what you believe in, rather than you're manufacturing it for political gain, it's not that hard to do.
Exactly. Oh my God, man. I mean, I'm starting to think that you're my long lost big brother. So
Kind of you, thank you.
I also want to introduce my co-host. He was at CPAC, Hutch Bailey Jr. You remember?
It was.
Yes,
it's an honor to have you on the program, sir. Thank you for coming. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, not one little bit. Right, where are we going, guys?
Well, listen, I hear that you have a new podcast coming out. I was just told that just a few minutes ago.
Yes, it's called Farage, my name. Farage Against the Machine. So far, rage against the machine. And it's based on the fact that kind of for 2 decades and more, I've been fighting against the machine that is the political establishment, trying to get things changed. And there's going to be a very big USA focus to it. So it's kind of a Brit looking at American politics, interviewing interesting people, traveling around your country. And, people can get it on my Twitter.
Man, I am going to be up in that. And hopefully I'll be able to, if you want to call any time and have us on, we're just a phone call away, my brother. Okay.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Listen, you have been debating Vicente Fox over immigration. And I mean, honestly, you are a lion to me for stepping up and debating someone with a narrow idea of how things should be. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how. I mean, and you've been doing it for the past couple of days. Could you tell the audience exactly what the idea of the debate was about between you and Mexico's Vicente Fox?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, there's a real problem, isn't there, going on in universities in the USA and across on my side of the pond. Increasingly what we see are speakers of a conservative perspective being no platform, being told they can't come and speak at universities, safe spaces being created, and our young students literally being taught and only listening to one side of the argument. And the whole point about democracy, the whole point about freedom, the whole point about liberty is, yeah, sure, you've got your point of view, but somebody else is equally entitled to have their point of view and to express it in a democracy without being shouted down or being abused. So when the idea was put to me, would I like to go round some American universities to do this, debating against Vicente Fox, the former Mexican president, I said yeah, because I think this is an essential part of what active democracy is about. Now, I wasn't too sure, how welcome I'd be in some American universities, but I have to say, so far, people have been pretty respectful, regardless of their point of view, and it is a big debate. Fox believes that the global order that had been built up, the European Union, the dominance of the big multinational companies, he thinks that's been a good thing for the world and nothing needs to change. I, of course, take the opposite view, which is I believe that the nation state is the essential building block. That's how we want to live. We want flags, we want anthems, we want sports teams, and we want our leaders to be directly accountable to us. It's a battle of democracy, if you like, versus bureaucracy. So this is a really important debate, and I have to say, what I've seen today here in DC is an increasing level of media interest in these debates, and I hope this leads to these kind of debates going on in every university in America so that young people get the chance to listen to both sides of the argument. And I can tell you tonight, and I really mean this, there were people who came into that room thinking that perhaps I was some kind of monster, but actually when they listened to the arguments, they started to change their mind.
Mm-hmm. Hutch?
And that happens a lot, Sir Nigel. I'd like to ask you about something. First of all, just for our listeners, you were the leader of UKIP, the United Kingdom Independence Party, which was similar to the American Tea Party movement, I think. And you were called some of the same names that some of us were called during, from establishment politicians in England. But I'd like to ask you about something it's a little ugly. You have Mayor of London, Mayor Sadiq Khan's London. It's starting to turn into something that's resembling a war zone. I mean, I think there were 6 stabbings of teenagers in like 90 seconds today. Just a crazy situation going on.
Well, things are very bad.
90 minutes, I'm sorry.
In 90 minutes, yeah. I mean, we have got the most politically correct mayor we've ever had in London. He seems to spend more time condemning Donald Trump and people like me than he does actually doing his job as mayor. He's been very soft on terrorism. After we had the London Bridge attack last year where, this guy mowed people down, shot dead a police officer at the front of the Houses of Parliament, Khan said, well, this is the kind of thing we have to live with in the modern 21st century. Well, the hell with that. This is the kind of thing we have to stop. And the same thing goes for these crime gangs. And now a crime rate in London, a murder rate in London that is higher than New York. And it seems right at the minute to be getting out of control. And just think of this. It's unbelievable that during this crime spree, this mayor, Sadiq Khan, has not visited a single crime scene site and has not spoken to or met any one of the bereaved families. I mean, it is just unbelievable. He's behaving like a bureaucrat rather than a political leader. And frankly, I have to say, I'm pretty disgusted with him.
Michelle, who is watching us on Facebook, says, when are you going to run for office in your country?
Well, let's see what happens. I was never actually a career politician. I was in business for 20 years. I got into politics because I could see what was happening. Being part of the globalist European Union was stealing our democracy away from us. Now, we've won the most amazing historic battle, getting that Brexit vote. Let's see, Michelle, how it's delivered. All I can say is if they drop the ball, if they make a mess of it, then, they really will have me to deal with.
I have a question from the chat room in Spreaker, our radio side, Mr. Farage. They'd like to know. They'd like to know your take on the developments going on in Brexit right now.
Well, we've got a prime minister who is somewhat reluctant. She's dragged her feet. The whole process has been dragged out and delayed. It should have been done more quickly. It should have been done more efficiently. But the big day, the day that matters, is March 29th next year, right? We are due to leave the European Union at 11 p.m. on that night. And despite the efforts of George Soros, Tony Blair, Hillary Clinton, and this horrible gallery of rogues as I see them, despite all of that, I still think we're on course to leave the Union next year. And yes, sure, there'll be a lot of tidying up to do. There'll be a lot of work that hasn't been done by Theresa May's government, but I still think we're on track. And even if we limp over the line, rather than run across it gloriously, if we get there, we have fundamentally changed the history of our country.
What you've been watching what our Congress has been doing to President Trump, one of your friends, and you've been watching the obstruction, and I sometimes have used the word sabotage of what they're trying to do with the Make America Great Again agenda. What are your feelings about this last omnibus bill that they $1.6 trillion? What do you think about that?
Look, I don't like it very much, and I think there are an awful lot of Trump supporters who are not very keen. But, with office, sometimes you have to make some compromises. Trump has done this compromise deal. You can tell from his body language he's not happy.
Right.
But, he's got so many big battles, so many things on his hands, that occasionally you have to say, you know what, we'll fight this one another day. So what he said, the president, is he would never again sign a bill like this. But it does leave one big question, which is at some point before too long, funding needs to be found to build the wall. And that is one of the biggest challenges, I think, that now faces this president.
I've got a lot of questions in the chat room, but I have one of my own. I'd like to know, because we're all about the same age, we all lived through the Cold War and things like that. And one thing that really stuns me, and I wonder what your take is on it, why does it seem like Eastern Europe has got a handle on this immigration problem in Europe, but Western Europe just doesn't seem to?
Well, you're right. And I think the main reason for that is that those Eastern European countries, don't forget, it's less than 30 years ago that the Berlin Wall came down and they were freed from Soviet liberation. So a lot of those countries, they're rather enjoying the fact that they're self-governing nations. So point number one is what happened is Mrs. Merkel said, as many people as want to come into Europe can. They flooded into Germany, and now because that gives her an impossible political problem, she wants the rest of Europe to pay the price of it by giving a quota to each of these countries. So point number one is you've got the Hungarians, you've got the Poles, you've got the Slovaks, you've got the Czechs who are saying, we will not be dictated to. We had enough of that from Moscow. For 50 years after the war, we'll make our own decisions. That's one reason. And the second reason is that Christianity is very much stronger in those countries, and they're more able to have a debate about the fact that elements of Islam are incompatible with their Christian culture. And I think much of the west of Europe has become pretty secular over the course of the last few years.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to Sir Nigel Farage. He is with us here on the Wayne Dupree Show. We're going to make him a family member after this one, but we appreciate him taking the time. We're going to have to let him go in just a few seconds because he has another debate with Vicente Fox. Again, I give you kudos. I give you kudos because he and hopefully he's learning something from you because, like I said at the beginning, I could sit and listen. Like if you had a class, I would sign up for it and I would be there every day. I wouldn't even take a lunch. I would just stay there and just listen to you inform, because I love the way that you put your words together. I love the way that you speak with so much intellect that it makes it so that I wanted to rub off on me, so that I can do the same thing. So maybe, you fly me over there first class to, Great Britain. And, I kind of hang out with you a little bit, some fish and chips,
well, you never know. Pint of English beer, fish and chips. Yeah, you never know. But anyway, guys, all I can say is it's a pleasure coming on talking to you again. And let's make sure that it's not too long before we do it again.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
All right.
Cheers.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nigel Farage.
What a pleasure.
Sir Nigel.
What a pleasure.
Yeah, and believe me, ladies and gentlemen, we probably could have had him on a whole lot longer, actually. But he does have a debate to do. So he's going straight into his debate right now with Vicente Fox, who's a son of a gun.
It's kind of ironic that we have a closer relationship with Nigel Farage, a member of the European Parliament.
Yes.
Than Corey. What's his title? Just saying.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy where we can get somebody from England, from Great Britain, of great stature here on the line before he has to go in and give a debate. And we can't even get Corey Landowski on here, man.
I'll tell you how good this guy is. I mean, he was rolling down Radio Row with Raheem Kassim.
Yeah.
And Raheem was just like sitting there waiting for it to be over. It was that was thank you, Mr. Farage, if you listen to this
and
in the future.
And again, he would have been on here longer. He gave us 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
It was a long interview. It was excellent.
He just sat there and talked to us and everything. I was like, now this is what I'm talking about. This is how an interview should be. And we were there soaking it up.
There was 3 or 4 interviews like that. I mean, Sheriff Clark, man, that guy.
Oh my God, yeah.
He was as gracious as our guest last night.
Yeah.
I mean, our stuff was broke, man, and he sat there and waited.
I gotta if this is your first time watching the show, welcome to the show. We have a lineup for next week. Okay, we have a lineup for next week. It's almost complete, but I decided, and I told Hutch about it, but I decided after the Pennsylvania thing, which nobody's really talking about these days.
Well, they're getting ready to vote again for the new districts.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't mean to interrupt you by any means.
But Connor still won the
He
thing.
did. He did.
Okay. Yeah. I told Hutch, I was like, we got to get back in the old player mode, man. We got to start bringing people on and start helping to motivate the base. Somebody emailed me today, and I don't have my phone with me. Jeez Louise. Go ahead, Hutch, real quick. Let me see.
Yeah, this is an exciting time because Wayne, man, he reaches out to all these people, and then it's fun because like right before the show, about 3 minutes before the show, he's like, "Yeah, Hutch, we'll be interviewing Chatsworth Freeman. He's like a guy running for the city council in Duluth, Minnesota tonight."
Okay.
And,
yeah. I
gotta be ready to rock and roll, and I am. I got it.
But Hutch is the most ready. Look, let me tell you something. Hutch might not know who's coming on, but Hutch knows how to adapt and roll with it. I mean, because sometimes Corey was a bust, but I mean, with the other people that we have on, sometimes I find out at the last minute, and I'm still working things at the last minute until the show starts. But
I'm just making it funny, man. It's all good.
Yeah, let me tell you something, Hutch. I mean, there aren't many people that can just jump right in and have the radio presence to keep it going like Hutch, and it's great
Thank
job.
God for the internet.
This is from Barbara, actually. I watch your show every night. So glad I found you during the election. You keep talking about us sitting back and not helping. My problem is that I don't know how to help or how to go about doing so.
Share the show.
Exactly. Share the show, Barbara. I do not want to be one of those complacent Trump supporters. I am almost sure that there's a lot of people like me out there in the same boat. So, Barbara, I want to say to you, thank you for sending me this. And you know what?
Yes.
You're right. If you share this show, you're helping. If you decide that through Twitter or Facebook that you've had enough of this, if you see conservative candidates, and you do your research now, but if you see conservative candidates, start promoting them. Use your Twitter or use your social media account to promote these people. Because I put out something today. Some of these people just run, man. I mean, if they aren't the first person to retweet President Trump, they're going to have a bad day. They got to be the first person to retweet him, first person to share his Instagram pics, I'm like, golly. But we need candidates out here that need the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Jack in the chat room says, Corey Stewart. You booked the wrong Corey. We need Stewart to take out the communist Kane in Virginia.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I could use this opportunity to say that you should support us, but I'm not going to do that. If you have the resources to support some of these candidates, I don't care. It doesn't matter what district they're in, especially if you see an underdog or a candidate that's more aligned with our principles than the Republican Party is. Don't be afraid to use your resources to support their campaigns.
Right.
And I couldn't say that last year. I'm allowed to this year.
Yeah.
You know, because of the Hatch Act. I worked for the government last year. But that's the way you do it. These people, especially in these rural districts, it doesn't matter if you're in a rural district when the vote comes. Your vote's just as powerful as Paul Ryan's.
That's right.
You know, so think about that too.
Y'all put your votes on at the same time, just like everybody else.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And I mean, and I walk the walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have supported candidates, several, not with a whole lot, you know, maybe $50 or something, whatever I could afford at the time. But that's how it's done. That's how you can really make a difference. Now, don't go hog wild and don't go outside your resources. But I'm just saying that's a way to help if you're asking the question. Several. No.
You're listening to the Wayne Dupree Show. Again, if you can watch the show on WayneDupree.com/radio live. And let me explain something because and I'm gonna have to keep explaining it for the next few months. I know change is hard. I do. I know change is hard. Some people don't like to change. But this is a move that we had to make from YouTube to Vimeo, and we're going to be here. This is it. We're not going anywhere else. This Vimeo is where it's at. And we want you to join us there. We want you to follow us there. I have a system now. I think that everything is straight. I got it. I got everything rolling at the same time. We're here. We're not going anywhere. You know, I mean,
and you guys are smart. You watch social media. You see what's happening on YouTube.
Yeah, you see it.
I mean, when Dame Drops gets knocked off, I mean,
he's a food guy.
It's communist over there.
Yeah, he's a food guy. They're They're taking. I mean, or you got this Persian Cinderella that decided that she gonna go shoot up the place because they took money off of her. Right? She was like, discrimination.
And you'll notice, ladies and gentlemen, that's not in the news anymore because it does not fit the narrative.
Oh no.
She used a pistol that she bought legally.
Yeah.
And she didn't do too good either. I mean, I think she's the only one that's dead. You know, so. She's about as good as the guy that shot up the baseball field. It's a good thing, though. It's a good thing that leftists don't know how to use weapons. It's good. Let's keep it that way.
We got Scott. We got Scott from Illinois joining us on the line. What's up, Scott?
What's happening, Hutch and Wayne? How are you guys tonight?
All right. What's going on, man? What's going on with yourself? How you doing?
I'm doing better. I'm feeling better. I appreciate the kind words from the folks and you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you catch anything that Cernovich was talking about today? I don't think either one of you guys follow him because he flip-flops all the time, but did you guys catch any of that crap he was talking about today?
I did not.
Now he's out slamming Trump again and slamming all of his followers and calling us all sheep to the slaughter. And it's like it seems like every 2 months that guy flip-flops back and forth.
Yeah, that's probably why I didn't hear him.
But I'll say this in his defense on that side, because I saw the title of the video, but I did not listen to it. Okay, I saw the title. And what I've been saying on the show for the past couple of nights, and I even said a little bit about it tonight, and I've even said it on my Twitter account, is that we have people that can't see the forest for the trees because where they were during the campaign is not where they at right now.
Right.
And,
I understand that, but don't want to be one of them people, Wayne.
Huh?
I said I understand that, but I just don't want to be one of them people because sometimes, you hear stuff like that, you're thinking, well, what in the world? Am I looking at it wrong? Am I hearing them wrong, or am I in the wrong? You understand what I'm saying?
But see, you know what you said? When you hear him. See, some people don't hear Trump anymore. They hear.
Oh, I always hear him.
They hear the his interpreters that are on social media.
His mix masters.
His mix master, grandmaster, funky fresh remixers.
Well, yeah, but you got to be smarter than that type. You surely got to ignore them type of people because they ain't nobody anyway. The people you want to listen to are the people you have to listen to, or the people the ones important, like you guys.
Well,
you and Hutch keep me well informed.
Well, I mean, even here, I still tell people, you still listen to Trump. Look, I listen to Trump. I don't listen to these people that are trying to interpret what he's talking about because, number one, their thinking isn't on the same level as Trump. So how can you interpret what Trump is saying when Trump is a billionaire thinker? These people on Twitter can't even make ends meet. Seriously.
Well, I know. There's a big difference between money, but some of the stuff he was saying, like he was talking about, well, where's these big, parties and stuff going on for all the congratulatory, thank yous for helping him get off the, and I kept asking him, well, what about that extra money you got back on your tax check? How about that extra money you're getting in your pocket from your paycheck?
Right.
Doesn't that for anything? He refused to answer any of that, so I said, to hell with it, I'm out of there. Excuse me.
Would he think that we're supposed to have parties or what?
Congratulatory. Yeah,
here's the thing, and Wayne, correct me if I'm wrong here, but what you're going to hear on this program and mine, anything I'm associated with, is I'm going to try to hold the president to account just like I would hold anybody else to account. The reason that we got where we are is because the Republican Party was allowed to do whatever they want, and their backers allowed that to happen, and they became a globalist cabal that can't even vote down Obamacare now and are giving the president a problem with immigration. Now, I don't equate the president with the Republican Party.
Right, exactly.
But when he signs a ridiculous spending bill like the Omnibus, I'm not gonna tell you I'm happy about that.
Right.
I don't think an Omnibus bill should be legal.
Right.
No.
I want to know what
agree.
every agency is spending, not just something that probably nobody read it yet. It's probably sitting there.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah, I totally would agree with you on that because they had it for 2 days.
Not even that.
What the point? Yeah, okay, but I never even understood. Okay, well, this man has thousands of people that work for him. Are you telling me he couldn't got together 200 people? So okay, read this chapter, read 5 chapters. You go through it, tell me, inform me. We got 48 hours to do this. What happened?
Remember John Boehner? Remember Speaker Boehner when he said that every bill was going to be posted online?
Yeah.
That everybody could read, and we won't act on it for 3 days. They're all crazy, man.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
It's all for the vote, and they'll tell you what they tell you what you want to hear, and once they get in that doorway, they forget all about what in the world it was they told you to get there to begin with.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks for calling.
Hey, man. Thanks, Scott.
Have a wonderful.
All right, that's Scott. That's Scott on the line. I want to thank him for. But getting back to Pruitt again. I don't want y'all to let that go. I want y'all to rally around President Trump's guy.
Because he's our guy. I mean, this is the guy. If you live in an industrial area, this is your guy, man. I'm telling you.
Right.
Or even out there in the timberlands in the Northwest.
That's right.
I mean, the EPA is destroying business, and it's all. You know, I got to say, I'm not a big Fox News guy anymore.
I'm not either.
But I always admired Brett Baer.
Superman, Clark Kent. I like him too.
Yeah, I mean, he did a documentary about the EPA, and I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. No, they probably took it down. But Brett Baer did an investigative hour on the EPA and basically showed you how it was communist in nature, how it was a political entity and didn't give a doggone about the environment. It was about killing American business.
Man.
And they killed a lot of them. Scott Pruitt's a hero.
There we go. There we go, sis. Did you hear that? We got you. Yeah, but she felt that he was getting set up in a huge way. And
never forget Ed Henry, man. That interview.
I saw pieces of it. I'm like, man, you going after him like the Inquisition, man. I was like, dang.
Going after him like Megyn Kelly went after the president.
Yeah, yep, sure are. You know what? I also want to give a shout out to my Patreon members too, because I've also posted the link up in my Patreon page, and I even got that going tonight too. So I want to throw that out there. Hey, Ron, what's up? What's going on?
Hey, Wayne. Hey, Hutch.
Hello.
Hey, I think part of Scott Landowski's problem, I mean, he's from Massachusetts, and he went to Massachusetts College, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Who?
I don't know. Scott Landowski's the guy who stood you up the other night.
Corey,
not Scott. I'm sorry, Corey.
Well, yes.
Corey.
Yeah.
Here I go again.
Well, you know what? That's fine. We need to call him Scott from now on.
You know, it really, for on this side, us viewers, you know, you work your butt off setting up these people, you know, and I have zero respect for people that can't even
call.
Let you know
he ain't even
not
right.
show up.
Ron, he
just
ain't even right.
Just say you're not coming on.
Even if they have people doing their schedule, if I'm a person of integrity, I'm telling the people that are working for me, that are scheduling for me, hey, if I can't make a schedule, you better damn well let these people know so my name doesn't get run through the dirt.
Yeah.
But I have no respect for these people. You work your butt off, and your show is very important. And you get people like Nigel on, oh, my God, and I saw him at CPAC, too. He's just flawless. That guy is flawless.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
just a little inside baseball, ladies and gentlemen, on this subject. When people do this, it has required us to go an extra level that you don't know about. And that is every time we schedule a guest, we still have to have a backup hour
in
case that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
Michelle, I mean, you guys were having that problem, and Michelle still waited for you and waited. That's integrity.
And
that
we never forget
that I would vote for.
We never forget that either when that happens. I'm still grateful to Sheriff Clark.
Oh man, Sheriff Clark. Yeah, boy. Yep. But no, it's and Ron, where are you watching the show right now? You watching it on Patreon, or you watching it on the website or Vimeo or what?
I've written a few comments in Periscope. I said, Wayne, I'm too conservative. I hate change except to get rid of all these establishment people. So
wow.
I'm kind of stuck. I got a bunch of super hearts left. I want to get rid of them. They're all coming to your way. I'm kind of spreading them out a little bit until I have to make the switch.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Did you guys see where it wasn't huge, but it was something. Those kids walked out of school for pro-gun rights.
I saw that in Colorado. Yeah.
Yep.
But you know what? It showed on TV for just a second, and then nobody else said anything about it.
Exactly.
It went away just like the YouTube shootings did. But God bless them. God bless them.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
That's
you know
courage.
what? God bless you guys.
Thank you.
You know what? God bless you guys because you guys work your butts off to do what you do, and it's too bad you guys don't throw your hat in and run for office.
Nope.
But you know what? I
Can't do
think that a lot of good people don't run for office because everything in their past is going to be ripped open, and even if it's something simple, it's going to be demonized. And I think that's a problem with our system too.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ron. Thank you, my friend.
Hey, take care, guys.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, I can't run for office.
They don't call me the Godfather for nothing.
I can't run for office, ladies and gentlemen.
No, me either. No, we're not. You ain't messing with my closets.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in middle school, I was a killer.
I'm not even going to tell you what I was into.
I was a ladies man in middle school, and if I wasn't, I tried to force it. So
I was macking the streets in platform shoes in the 70s. Now, you ain't going to hear about that.
Yeah, boy.
You ain't going to hear about that. Sorry.
But see, what's crazy is that they'll bring back that middle school like it happened yesterday. And
I know.
Believe me, if they did that thing to what's his name down in Alabama, Roy Moore, what was that? 25 years, right? 25 years.
I know.
No,
that was
man.
back when they still had diners and the drive-in things.
Yeah, I mean, well, when he was in kindergarten, he kissed a girl that didn't want to be kissed, and then all of a sudden you had the girl Me Too movement and stuff, and I don't know.
Right, in normal circumstances, if you're at the local tavern or whatever, and one of the regulars in there, back 10, 20 years ago, hooked up with a porn star, and he walked in the bar, everybody'd stand up and cheer. This guy, they're acting like this matters. And I heard a really good analogy about that with the Stormy Daniels thing, and it was Dennis Prager, and he said, I don't care what he did in his personal life. I don't care because that affects 2 or 3 people.
Right.
Maybe 3 or 4 more, if you count family members. But what the man does concerning policy affects billions of people.
Right.
It's the policy. Now, obviously, if there's a major integrity malfunction like with Hillary Clinton, you don't want her anywhere near anything. Or Barack Obama. I still think that's an indictment on the American media that Barack Obama was ever elevated past the Illinois Senate.
A whole lot of people don't realize what Barack Obama did to even get into the Senate. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama had everybody stripped.
A lot of people don't realize what Barack Obama did.
Go ahead and turn that device down, caller.
Please. Yeah, 337.
Oh, hey, Kevin from Louisiana. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, Kevin?
Okay.
You're on.
Kevin.
Oh, I am? Oh, okay. I wanted to know, what do we have to do to get a new Speaker of the House and a new
McConnell, a Senate leader. I mean, what's the procedure for doing that?
It has to happen within those bodies.
Yeah.
And it's probably not going to happen because if you understand the machinations of what goes on in those bodies, it's just like out here. It's all about the money, and the money is concentrated in the Speaker's office and in the Senate Majority Leader's office.
Well, exactly. But as long as they continue with these continual resolutions instead of doing an actual budget, we're still running the Obama legacy.
I'm not talking about that kind of. I'm not talking about that money. I'm talking about money that. Did you realize that a committee chairmanship for a House member costs money? Did you know that?
Yeah.
They have to put money up.
Yeah.
To get those positions.
Just as soon as they get in, just as soon as a freshman gets into Congress, within the first 2 months, they are campaign raising already. It's almost like a pyramid freaking scheme, but
that's exactly what it is.
You have a Ryan who's at the top in the House, and you have Mitch McConnell who's at the top in the Senate, and both of them are boss hogs. Both of them are boss hogs.
They're mob bosses.
Yeah. I mean, the only way for them really to get removed is for them to resign, to step down.
Because when members step up, they'll put you out in the cloakroom.
Yeah.
You won't be privy to anything. They'll put you on the House Sanitation Committee. That's where you'll stay. And especially to the House members from rural districts that don't have any money. They're out in the cold unless they get a position, and then they're never going to give it up. And what happens is you go up and you want a committee chairmanship, and you say something to the Speaker or any one of the other leadership, and they'll tell you, yeah, we'll help you. Mm-hmm. Sure, we'll help you. Yeah, here. You don't need that $50,000. Here, turn your radio down, please.
253, turn your radio down.
They'll give you the money, but then the rest of your career, you're going to vote the way that guy tells you to.
253, go ahead.
Well, there is 337 open seats that Congress is supposed to vote on that is being held up because Congress has not, our Republicans are not forcing it, and the Democrats are holding back on it.
Don't you?
Of all of these.
Don't you just find that? Don't you just find that just a sabotage of Trump's agenda?
Yes, it totally is. But that's where people need to call in. Call the White House. I mean, 202-224, I think it is, 3121. Mm-hmm. And put your opinions in. People need to start forcing them to. I mean, they can't even get the Secretary of State in because they haven't voted on it yet.
To tell you the truth, I forgot about that.
This is Senator Schumer.
I forgot all about that. They should have had hearings. They should have had hearings on that already.
They should have. And really, the only ones, the important ones, the president has done wonders when it comes to federal judges.
Oh yeah.
He's done a lot of federal judges.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things going in that I realized is that I don't think the president needs the bloated staff that some of the other presidents have had. I mean, I haven't heard him complain a whole lot lately. I could be wrong.
It's not about staff. It's about military people being moved up. It's about people in Congress moving up as State Department people, that are his people, but now they're just being filled in by these, I don't know what you would call them.
The acting directors, but just to clarify for the audience, this isn't a House function. This is a Senate function. The Senate is the body that approves these nominations. So anyway, there you go. What are you, toying with me?
Do I amuse you?
Funny like a clown.
Oh my God! Ladies and gentlemen,
good show.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Nigel Farage showed up, man. Nigel Farage showed. We got a little family member we're gonna invite on next week. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we won't be on tomorrow night, but we will be on Saturday night. We will be back on Saturday night. Okay, so mark your calendars, and the links will be going out. And I know some of you are like, well, I don't get to see any links. Well, then go to Hutch's timeline, go to my timeline, go to my website. You'll see them. Okay, you will see the links if you want to see the links, and those that do see the links, share the links so that other people can see.
When we were talking about it when it was serious, I didn't say anything, but I'll say something now. On Saturday,
he's gonna say something now.
We're gonna pass the plate.
You're gonna pass the plate.
Plate's coming out Saturday. Because we need help too.
Yep. That's the truth. He said it. I'm with him.
So come out to eat a really good dinner and come out and feel happy and generous.
Yeah,
enjoy the show.
Show the love.
That's it.
But I will announce our guest for next week on Saturday night. I'm going to tell you about it when we go off the air.
You tell me on Monday, but
no, I know, right? 2 seconds before the show. Hey, Hutch, such come on tonight. Yeah.
Chatsworth Mulberry.
Yeah. She's coming on tonight. Yeah. You watching Netflix tonight, Whitney?
I am. No, I'm watching Amazon.
What you watching?
Animal Kingdom.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I might slide back and do a little Lilyhammer. I've been letting that one baste a little bit.
Look, did you know that there's an international fight club?
No.
Dude, there's an international.
You found something else.
Dude, there's a season of it too. International Fight Club.
Yeah, let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Sure.
Does Animal Kingdom have a third season coming?
Yep.
It's not out yet, though, right?
No. In the next couple of weeks.
Good. That's probably $75. That sucker cost me like $40, 30 something. I was like, man, I thought I was going to be paying like $2-3.
You need to become a Prime member then.
I am a Prime member.
Well, it shouldn't have cost you that much.
I didn't think so either.
Something ain't right.
I'll have to figure it out.
Let me see. Let's take this last phone call here. You're the last call, 970. Go ahead.
You're live.
970.
Welcome to the Wayne Dupree
Wait a minute.
Show.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Did you just say?
Okay.
Did you just say? Are you 970?
I just asked you if I was 970.
What's your phone number?
Does it start with 970?
Yes, it does.
That's
okay.
you.
That's
You're
you.
live.
Okay. All right. Not to break up your evening here, but Hutch, I got a bone to pick with you.
Pick it.
Oh.
Okay. About 3 weeks ago, you were talking about Pocahontas, right?
Pocahontas, yeah.
Okay. You called her a Choctaw. She is not claiming to be Choctaw. She's claiming to be Cherokee.
Sorry, man. I'm not real.
Oh, that's okay. I caught
Comanchero.
it because I caught it because I'm Choctaw.
My bad, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Oh, you didn't. I just had a good laugh about it.
Well, you know what? You know what?
Made me a good laugh.
I know, because you were about to get.
I was in war paint mode.
Yeah, me too. I had slapped on the war paint too. I'm like, oh man, here we go.
No, great observation, but I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was funny,
All right.
But
great job.
I appreciate you guys. I'm having a hard time getting your
Vimeo
video. The
You'll
video.
Keep trying. We'll figure it out.
Do you follow me on Twitter?
Yeah.
Do you follow me on Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. The link is right there. All you have to do is click on it.
Oh, okay.
The link.
Yeah, I've got the videos here right now. I think there's like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
But
No,
I'm not getting the one tonight. And
Yeah.
I missed.
If you the only way that you get that right now is I put out the links before the show, and I even put out the links during the show. But that's where you get the link for the show.
Oh, okay.
Vimeo is learning, or they're still learning, and they're putting it together that they have to send out a notification to you. Now, what they told me is if people follow my channel, or if they follow me, they're supposed to be getting an email that a show has been created.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if people are getting that, but you're supposed to be getting an email that says that a show has been created and it gives you a link. So, yeah.
Just click on that link then, huh?
Just click on the link that is on my timeline on Twitter. I'm just going to take you there. I've been clicking on it tonight, and it's been taking me there. So there we go.
Oh, okay. I just want to let you know that I really upset because I missed Sir Nigel.
Well,
I really like that man.
Well,
whenever I can catch him on his British show, I listen to him all the time.
Well, you send me a DM, and if you can't find the link, then I'll send you the link again, and you just click on it, and you can listen to him right after the show's over.
Oh, okay. I'm listening to you on my phone. I'm having a problem with my laptop.
Okay.
I'm not getting to the shows like tonight or Saturday night or whatever. So I'm listening on my phone. So anyway, like you guys, and I just had to give you a hard time, Hutch.
You made my night.
That
you made my night, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, not to be really nasty about this or anything, so I'll use a British term. I'm kind of a smart arse.
It's all right. So
that's all right, man. Yeah, exactly. All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I was getting ready to put on the paint mode with you.
I'm trying to wash mine off. I had mine on already. I wish you could have a picture of me as my head cocked to the side and I started really paying attention.
I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I thought we were going to have a crazy ending to this.
Yeah, I was like, here we go. Okay, so for those that are on Periscope, I want you to, I will be coming up with a last date that I'm going to be using Periscope because the numbers have been going really down.
Man, that's a crying shame. They were so high, too, man. I mean, we talk after the show, ladies and gentlemen, and you guys on Periscope were phenomenal.
Yep.
And that's the platform doing it. I mean, you watch the news watch the alternate news, the new media, and you'll see what's going on. They're throttling everybody.
Grace Digital carries Wayne Dupree Show. There we go. Grace Digital also carries the podcast, which is good.
How about that?
But no, I will. We'll come up with a last day for Periscope. But the links do work. I know they work. 100% they're working. People are in the chat room right now, and they're talking on Vimeo, and they're also watching it on the Wayne Dupree Show website. You can go to the website and click on WayneDupree.com/radio live, and it takes you straight to the page. The video and the chat's up there too. So there we go. All right, Hutch, how can people reach? Remember, we'll be back on Saturday night. We got a special guest. I'll tell you about it on Saturday. But we got a special guest on Saturday night, and we'll be back here with you. We're not going anywhere. We family. Remember that. We're family. So we love to see y'all again. Yeah, we fam. Hutch,
how much Billy Jr. on Facebook, Berg's Eye View on Twitter, Cold War Radio, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. right before this show. God bless.
Let's see. Should I do that? No, I'm not. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me. You can find me on Twitter and Facebook. Thank you to the Political Insider. Love you all. Thank you.
What were you going to do, man?
Huh?
What were you going to do? I know it was devious.
No, it wasn't. I was going to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Wayne Dupree Show. We're getting ready to rock out.
Okay.
If you go to Vimeo, make sure you click on the follow on the Wayne Dupree Show. Vimeo.com. Search for Wayne Dupree Show. Download the app.
Choctaw or death.
Thanks for listening to the award-winning Wayne Dupree Show, named one of the top 50 influential black Republicans by Newsmax. Contribute to the program by going to WayneDupree.com and clicking on donate. Also, support the show and take us on the go by downloading our free app. Just search Wayne Dupree in your app store.
You are fake news.
Sick of fake news? Tune in to the Wayne Dupree Show. Real talk, and you'll always hear it with us. Bring 2 to 3 friends to the show tomorrow night, and let's make America great again together.
God bless America, and no place else.
This has been the Wayne Dupree Show.